Hello, everyone. Welcome to something very special.
Yes, welcome to the first episode of our Ramadan podcast.
We are so excited, so happy, so ready.
And today, we start something big.
Yes, Avatar Academy decided to change the rules.
We're not doing one episode per week.
No.
Not two.
No.
Every single day in Ramadan, a new English podcast episode.
Every day, 30 days, level A1, simple English.
And by the end of Ramadan, you will speak English. You will talk. You will feel confident.
We promise you one thing. If you listen every day, you will not be the same.
Okay. Before we get too excited, let's introduce ourselves.
My name is Adam. I love coffee, I love English, and I love Ramadan.
My name is Lena. I love tea, I love stories, and I love helping people speak English.
And we are from Avatar Academy.
And we are so happy you are here with us today.
Okay, Lena, now that we welcomed everyone, let's start with something simple but important. For someone who is listening and maybe does not know much about Ramadan, how can we explain it in easy English?
That's a good question. Ramadan is a very special month for Muslims. In this month, Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset. Fasting means we do not eat and we do not drink during the day.
So from early morning until the sun goes down, no food and no water? That sounds difficult, especially for someone who loves coffee like me.
Yes, it can be difficult, especially in the first few days. But Ramadan is not only about food and drink, it is also about the heart. It is about patience, self-control, and kindness.
I like that. It is about training yourself. When you feel hungry but you do not eat, you are learning to control your body. When you feel angry but you stay calm, you are learning to control your emotions.
Exactly. Ramadan helps people slow down and think more. Many people pray more in this month. Many people try to help others more. You see more smiles, more sharing, and more family time.
Yes, family time is very important in Ramadan. In my house, iftar is always a special moment. Everyone waits together, and when we hear the adhan, we all drink water at the same time. It feels simple, but it feels powerful.
In my family, we sit together before iftar and talk about our day. Even if the day was long and tiring, that moment makes everything feel better.
So Ramadan is not only a month of fasting, it is a month of connection. Connection with God, connection with family, and connection with yourself.
And this is why Ramadan feels different. The mornings are quiet, the afternoons are slower, and the nights are alive, especially after iftar, when people go out, visit friends, or go to the mosque.
Yes, the nights in Ramadan are special. Sometimes I walk outside after iftar and I see families, children, lights, and people smiling. It feels like the whole city is awake and happy.
So if we explain Ramadan in one simple sentence, we can say Ramadan is a month of fasting, patience, family, and growth.
And maybe also a month of strong willpower.
Yes, strong willpower. And maybe strong self-control when you open the fridge at 4 p.m.
Yes, especially that moment. Lena, I want to ask you something. Why do you think Ramadan is the best month to build a new habit, like speaking English every day?
Honestly, I think Ramadan is special because everything in our life already changes. We wake up earlier, we sleep later, we eat at different times. So our routine is not normal. And when the routine changes, it is easier to add something new.
That is very true. In Ramadan, our brain already accepts change. So if we say, okay, I will also practice English every day, it does not feel strange.
Exactly. And I have a small story about this.
Oh, good. I like stories. Tell us.
So 3 years ago, I decided that every Ramadan, I want to build one small habit. Not something big, just something simple and daily. So one year, I said, every day after iftar, I will read for 10 minutes.
Only 10 minutes?
Yes, only 10 minutes. I told myself, do not be dramatic, do not say 1 hour, just 10 minutes.
That sounds smart.
The first week was easy because I felt motivated. The second week, I felt a little lazy. One night after iftar, I ate too much and I just wanted to lie down and watch videos.
Yes, that moment when you say, I will rest for 5 minutes, and then 1 hour passes.
Exactly. So I told myself, okay, just open the book and read one page. And when I opened the book, I read more than one page, but I started small.
Only 10 minutes?
Yes, only 10 minutes. I told myself, do not be dramatic, do not say 1 hour, just 10 minutes.
That sounds smart.
The first week was easy because I felt motivated. The second week, I felt a little lazy. One night after iftar, I ate too much and I just wanted to lie down and watch videos.
So what happened after Ramadan?
After Ramadan, the habit stayed. I was already used to reading at night, so Ramadan was like the training month. And after that, it became normal.
I love that. Ramadan as a training month. That is powerful. Now, let me tell you my story, and please do not laugh too much.
I promise nothing. Go ahead.
Last year, I decided that I want to stop checking my phone first thing in the morning, because normally I wake up, open my eyes, and the first thing I see is my phone.
Oh, that is dangerous.
Very dangerous. So I said, in Ramadan, I will not touch my phone until after suhoor prayer. Instead, I will sit quietly for 5 minutes.
5 minutes of what?
Just thinking, planning my day, sometimes making dua, just being calm.
That sounds very peaceful.
It was peaceful, but the first few days were funny. I would wake up and my hand would move automatically to the phone.
Like your hand has its own brain?
Yes, my hand was faster than my brain. One morning, I even picked up the phone, unlocked it, and then I said, wait, what am I doing?
So what did you do?
I put it back and laughed at myself. I said, Adam, you are fasting. You can control your hunger. You can also control your phone.
That is a strong sentence.
After about 10 days, it became easier. I did not feel that strong need anymore. And after Ramadan, I was still better with my phone.
So the secret is not that Ramadan gives us magic power. The secret is that in Ramadan, we are already practicing discipline every day.
Yes, when you fast all day, you already prove to yourself that you are strong. And when you feel strong, you believe you can change something else too.
And this is why building an English habit in Ramadan makes sense, because you are already saying no to food and water for many hours. Saying yes to 10 minutes of English is not impossible.
Actually, compared to fasting all day, listening to a podcast sounds very easy.
Yes, very easy. You just sit, press play, and listen.
And if you want to make it stronger, you repeat 1 or 2 sentences. That is all.
I think the most important thing is to choose something small. If you say, I will speak English perfectly in 30 days, that is too big.
Yes, that is scary. But if you say, every day I will listen to 1 episode, that feels possible.
And possible things become real things.
So maybe someone listening now can decide this Ramadan, my new habit is English.
And not only English, maybe someone decides to drink more water at night. Maybe someone decides to walk 10 minutes after iftar. But choose one small thing.
1 small habit, 30 days, big change.
And at the end of Ramadan, when Eid comes, you will not only celebrate with sweets, you will celebrate a better version of yourself.
That sounds exciting.
It is exciting.
Lena, I want to try something with our listeners now. I want them to imagine something very clearly.
Okay, I like this. What should they imagine?
Close your eyes for a second, but not if you are driving. If you are driving, please keep your eyes open.
Yes, please. Safety first. We want English practice, not problems.
All right, now imagine it is the last night of Ramadan. 30 days are finished. The month is almost over.
You can feel Eid coming. The house feels different. There's a small feeling of happiness and maybe a little sadness because Ramadan is ending.
Now imagine yourself on that night. Think about how you feel. Think about what you did in the last 30 days.
And now imagine that during those 30 days, you listen to English every day. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe some days you were tired, but you showed up.
On day 1, maybe you understood only 50%. On day 10, you understood more. On day 20, you started to notice new words. And on day 30, something feels different.
Yes, on day 30, when someone asks you a simple question in English, you do not freeze, you do not panic, you answer. Maybe not perfect, but you answer.
And that moment, that small moment, feels powerful.
I remember something like this when I was learning English. In the beginning, I was very shy. If someone spoke English near me, I became quiet.
Really? You? Quiet?
Yes, I know it is hard to believe, but one day, after many small days of practice, someone asked me a simple question in English and I answered without thinking too much.
And how did you feel?
I felt proud, not because my sentence was perfect, but because I was not afraid.
That is the real change. Not perfect grammar, not big words, just less fear. So if you are listening now and thinking, my English is very basic, that is okay. Basic is a beginning.
Yes, and Ramadan is about beginnings. It is about cleaning your heart and starting fresh.
So why not also clean your excuses?
Oh, I like that. Clean your excuses.
Yes, maybe your excuse is, I am tired in Ramadan.
Of course you were tired. You're fasting.
But listening to 10 minutes of English while resting is not impossible.
Maybe your excuse is, I will start after Eid.
After Eid, you will have another excuse. Trust me.
Yes, there's always another reason to wait, but Ramadan is happening now. Today is here.
I want to say something simple but strong. If you can fast all day, you can practice English for 15 minutes.
If you can control your hunger, you can control your time.
If you can wake up for Sahur, you can wake up for your future.
That sounds serious.
It is serious, but also exciting.
And let's be honest, we are not asking you to become fluent in 30 days. We are asking you to become consistent.
Consistency is more powerful than motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but daily action builds confidence.
So imagine the last night of Ramadan. You sit quietly and you think, this month, I changed something.
And maybe that small change is English.
Maybe you now understand podcasts better.
Maybe you speak simple sentences without fear.
Maybe you even help a friend with the word.
And that feeling is better than any dessert on the Eid table.
Okay, maybe not better than all desserts.
Yes, maybe not better than all of them, but still very good.
So this is our invitation to you. Not pressure, not stress, just an invitation.
Walk with us every day in Ramadan.
15 minutes, simple English, real conversation.
And on the last day, we will look back together and smile.
Because you did not only fast, you grew.
And that is powerful. Okay, Lena, now we need to be practical. If someone listens to this episode and says, good, but how do I practice correctly? What should we tell them?
Yes, this is very important. Because listening only is good, but listening in the right way is much better.
Exactly. So let's give them a simple system. Not complicated, not scary.
Step 1 is very simple. First time, just listen. Do not stop, do not write, do not panic. Just listen and relax.
Yes, imagine you are watching a show. You are not studying, you are just listening and trying to understand the general idea.
Maybe you understand everything. Maybe you understand only 60%. That is okay.
Step 2 is where the magic starts. Now you listen again, but this time you pause.
Yes, you pause after a sentence and you repeat it.
Let's try this now. I will say a sentence from this episode.
Good idea. Real practice.
Okay, listen carefully. If you can fast all day, you can practice English for 15 minutes.
Now pause the podcast and repeat that sentence.
Say it slowly. Do not rush.
Even if your pronunciation is not perfect, say it.
Good. Now let's say it again together, slowly. If you can fast all day, you can practice English for 15 minutes.
See? That was not difficult.
Now step 3. This is my favorite step. Change one word.
Yes, this makes your brain active.
For example, instead of saying practice English, you can say practice speaking.
Or practice listening.
So the new sentence becomes, if you can fast all day, you can practice speaking for 15 minutes.
Now pause again and say your own version.
You see what we did? We did not memorize. We played with the sentence.
Yes, this is how English becomes yours. Not just our words, your words.
Another technique is something very simple. Choose 3 sentences from every episode.
Not 10, not 20, just 3.
Write them in your phone or notebook.
And during the day, read them 1 or 2 times.
For example, you can choose, Ramadan is a month of patience, or I am building a new habit.
Then later, you can use the same structure. This week is a week of focus. I am building a better routine.
Let me ask you something, Lena. When you were learning English, did you repeat sentences out loud?
At first, no, I was shy. I thought repeating was silly. But later, I understood something important.
What?
If you only listen in your head, your mouth stays lazy. Your brain understands, but your tongue does not move.
That is so true. Speaking is physical. Your mouth needs training.
Exactly. So do not whisper. Do not just think. Speak clearly, even if you are alone.
Especially if you are alone, no one is judging you.
And here's one more realistic tip. Some days in Ramadan, you will feel tired. Maybe after iftar, you feel sleepy.
Yes, that heavy feeling.
On those days, do not try to be perfect. Just listen once before sleeping.
And if you have more energy on weekends or free days, listen twice and repeat more.
We want consistency, not perfection.
So let's repeat the system very clearly.
First, listen without stress.
Second, listen again and pause to repeat.
Third, change 1 or 2 words and make the sentence yours.
Fourth, choose 3 favorite sentences and review them during the day.
Simple, real, possible.
Now I want to ask the listener something.
Yes,
Are you going to just listen, or are you going to train?
because there is a big difference.
Listening is good.
Training is powerful.
And if you train for 30 days,
You will not recognize your English on Eid.
Lena, I feel something special about this episode. It does not feel like a normal podcast. It feels like the beginning of something important.
Yes, I feel the same, because today is not only the first day of Ramadan, it is also the first day of change.
And change does not start with big promises. It starts with small daily actions.
Exactly. We are not asking you to be perfect. We are asking you to be present.
Just show up tomorrow.
And the day after.
And the day after that.
I want to say something to the person who is still not sure. Maybe they are thinking, I don't know if I can continue for 30 days.
Then don't think about 30 days.
Yes, think about tomorrow only.
Tomorrow, just press play.
That's it. No stress, no big pressure.
Ramadan teaches us that we can do difficult things.
It teaches us patience.
It teaches us discipline.
And this year, it will also teach us English.
Imagine finishing Ramadan and saying, this month, I did not only fast, I also improved myself.
That sentence alone is powerful.
So here is our question for you, and we really want you to think about it.
Yes, this is important.
What is one small habit you want to build this Ramadan?
And will English be one of them?
If your answer is yes, then welcome to the journey.
Tomorrow, we will come back with a new topic.
Different subject,
Same simple English.
same energy.
Same support.
Thank you for starting Ramadan with Avatar Academy.
Thank you for giving us your time.
You did not waste it.
You invested it.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Stay patient
Stay strong.
and see you tomorrow.